Hello everybody, I'm Nicholas and I'm a practical dreamer, and this YouTube channel is all about how to live a happy life and a more joyful life. I'm recording this video this time because every one of us had a very difficult 2020 year, lots of quarantines, a pandemic time, everyone feeling more stressed and more the most challenging times of our lives, maybe most of us. And I decided to make this channel and making videos with the topic of how to manifest things that we want in our lives, how to meditate. We're gonna make meditation in this channel. I'm gonna share with you techniques that I have personally used and have helped me to pass through challenging times and find confidence, comfort, and involved. That's the main reason that I'm making this channel. Personally, I'm Greek, so excuse my accent. I have been in UK for my studies. I studied photography, so I'm a photographer, but many years of my life I used to explore and learn and continue learning and growing on spiritual path as like how can I make the life more joyful? How can I make life more meaningful and happy? So I found lots of different practices and schools and philosophies, everything. I have said so many and I have learned lots of things. And I'm gonna give to you through the time some meditations and some practices, tools of how to manifest and live a joyful and happy life. So for this very first video, talk about how we can create a better year in 2021. I know that lots of people they had very difficult time in 2020 and everything that we worked hard in the past literally looks like have been gone, but that's not true. First, we need to realize why a year or a day or a month or an event is good and when something is bad. Literally, there's nothing good or bad. There's not such a thing. Something is good, something is bad. The only difference is how much open we are. What is the level of acceptance that we have? What is the level of acceptance that we have to the current situation, to the current day, to the current month or the current year? So if you think about it, there is nothing such thing as good or bad. It's how much I allow myself to accept what's happening around me. Let me give an example. If someone comes to you and say, I love you, and you love that person, or you're interested in that person, or you like that person, anything like this, you will accept this, and that will make you feel happy, right? So, if another person come and say to you, I love you, and you don't like that person, you don't want this person to be in your life, you will not feel the same way. You know? It's kind of different. So if we want to live a more happy life, a more meaningful life, we have to accept what's happening around us at this very moment. Cannot be anything different. It's only the current moment. And from this current moment, we can create millions of possibilities. But if you never accept what is going on in this very moment, we're never gonna create anything better because we're always gonna struggle and fight this moment. We're gonna always struggle and fight this situation, this event, and it's never ever gonna help us grow and go to the million possibilities of everything that we ever wanted to happen. So the main topic is explore the life in the way that it is right now and learn from this. I will give you a personal experience. Some years ago, I have been diagnosed with lymphoma and I was in hospital doing chemotherapies, and after chemotherapies, the doctor decided that the last thing that I have to do is do a bone marrow transplant. So I was doing the transplant process and I have asked the doctors, okay, what's the minimum time that someone can stay in the hospital? They said to me that is 21 days. Before the 21 days, it's not that very common for someone to go out, and it's a bit risky. So I decided personally that, okay, I go out in 21 days. So what really happened is my body had some challenging times. I was puking, I was dizzy, I was needed blood cells, everything, okay? So by doing this, everyone, and I don't need to go out, but everyone will say, okay, there's no chance. You have to stay for a month or more. I felt sad. I was trying to fight it, and no, it never worked. I felt that my body turns weaker and weaker, and didn't work that well. So what I did is literally meditating on what's happening around me at this point. And what was happening around me at this point was what the doctors have told me and what I could see from my body. So my attitude should have been changed. And for my attitude to change, what I had to do was to accept the possibility of that, yes, I might stay here for a month or even more. I might stay here and much more time. And from the moment that I accept this situation, everything changes. Because the moment that you accept what's happening around you at this very moment, you create the possibility, you open the door to create what you want. And when I accept that the possibility might happen to stay in the hostel for many, many days, it was that time that I start realizing that I truly can create what I want only because I accept what's happening. So by understanding how the thing works and how mentality works, I achieved to leave the hostel in 21 days. This happened only because I accept and I set my desire, I set my goal. Another example is if, for example, you want £50 to buy something and you realize at this point you have only £30, you have the choice to start feel irritated, say bad things for yourself. You can start feel very limited. You can start feeling the limitations of not having money, and to start feeling sad, and that's gonna start a big circle that's never gonna end of you say bad things about yourself and feel bad that you don't have enough money. So if you want to break this circle, you have to accept what's going on. You have to stop fighting what you don't like. You have just to accept it. So when something happening or you have a bad thought about something, be aware of it. You have to be aware and say something like, I'm aware of the event that I don't have that money right now, and that is alright. I know from now that I know that I'm aware of my awareness being, my consciousness being in limitations of money. I can change it and I can shift it to a more prosperous idea. And when you do that, you can start aligning your emotions, your thoughts with what you want. Like, I want more money, but you have to go bigger. I mean, it would be nice to have the £50 to buy what you want, but if your only goal is to have these £50 to buy what you want, when you buy it, you spend all your money and you return to zero account or minus account, right? Many of us have done the same thing over and over again. But the real thing is, set something bigger. When you shift your mentality from limitation to abundance, don't just target the £50, target the £50,000, the £50 million. Because if you do this, you're always gonna find ways and you're gonna act in that way to create that. if you have the £50 now, and you have only the £50 now, and your goal is to create the £50,000, you're not gonna spend all of them just to buy one thing. You will try to find ways to increase this £50 to £50,000, and then you can buy million things, no? So that's my tip for starting an amazing year. Acceptance, acceptance, acceptance. You have to accept, to be aware of what's happening around you and accept it. And when you accept it, that's the true changing that can happen in your life. At the end of this video, if I can give you a homework, something that I personally do is making a goal list that you want to achieve in the next days, the next month, or in the year. So if you want to practice something, take a poo. If you want to practice something, take a notebook and a pen. Write down like 10 things that you want to accomplish in the next days, months, year, whatever it's at. Write them down and think about it. What is my block? What are my limited beliefs? What are my limited thoughts or actions that are blocking me from making this my reality? When this happens, start accepting what's happening. Be aware of this and accept it. When you accept it, the problem stop exist and release it. When you see something, for example, you write down, I want to be in relationship with my soulmate, blah blah blah. And then when you write it down and be aware of it, you might see that you have some limited beliefs that might say you don't deserve to be in relationship, you don't deserve to have your soulmate, you don't deserve anything, I don't know, could be a million things. Be aware of it. And the moment that you become aware of it, it stops to be a problem because you can recognize it. And when you can recognize it, you can switch from the limited belief to something bigger. So start thinking of what you want in a big image. Don't think there's one thought that destroys your goal, your day, your month, your year. Don't say everything is bad. No, nothing is bad or good. It's you that you not allow yourself to accept what's going on. If you accept what's going on, everything will flow naturally and nicely. Remember, we cannot change or we cannot control what's happening around us. We cannot control every event that's happening in our life, in our world. But what we can control is how we're gonna respond to that. By doing this and become aware, we can create a life of a million possibilities. That's for me, for this very first video. And if you like it, press the subscription button, press the like button, and share it with your friends and family. And thank you very much. Be kind. It's the very first video ever. In the future, it's gonna become more professionally better, but at this point, it's for me to be trained to talk in the camera and to sharing my thoughts and my experiences more openly. It will take some time, but I promise it will become better and better time by time. And my goal is to upload one video per week, every Monday. So yeah, that's for me. Thank you very much.